If you don't mind my saying, Captain, Minister Clark is lucky to have you on his side.
You say that? That's perfect, right? I need that. Talk to what's her face. Tell the guy to kill the girl. Alright, let's fucking go. Let's motherfucking go. Let's go talk to people. Yeah, I don't need to do this. Up, like,
CNC near maple syrup. It's near this.
Yo, Lilia.
Is it done?
I spoke to her. Okay.
Well, damn. Contractor grew a conscience. As your employer, I'm both angry and disappointed. I'll add that to your file. Technically, I owe you an exit interview. Care to justify your betrayal of our species, or are we finished here?
She's a best shot survivor.
You're awfully quick to trust someone who offed her colleagues and called it a good start. Out of my office. We're done.
Alright, fine. How much of a decrease that give me? %4. If it's the leader and they only hit by 4%. Cities make people like you.
CNC pancake mix. Now requires no mixing. Seriously.
Warning, intruders will be...
See, Mr.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Right above everything. I really have welcome 4,000 goals. Anyway,
I've kept myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me.
forget about the chemicals for a second. The colonies are working labs.
What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can see this colony's slouching toward oblivion. Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation.
First, Tyrion's playing off he's going to work on Halcyon.
Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers.
Actually, we had that last one.
None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved. Human test subjects? Oh, that's grotesque. That's unthinkable. That's exactly what I'd expect out of the board.
Well. And the test subjects die, whatever we're going to add.
Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. What exactly was the board trying to accomplish?
We're trying to mitigate damage to the removal process.
You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're nowhere close to solving that problem. I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of fruitless experimentation, they've made exactly 0 progress.
Focus, Vegas. That sounds good class of activities on there.
We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, we're all going to be spending the rest of our lives frozen in stasis. Do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers.
You're probably not wrong. This has something we can
Short of lining up every member of the board and shooting them in the back of the head.
well, Phineas.
Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest minds Earth ever sent us,
It does a cast of-
uncorrupted by the board.
Before I'll be back.
The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison for the rest of us. They're likely on their way to the Hope as we speak. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get them off the Hope.
Either way, it's not exactly safe. We could skip the open of the system.
Merciful gibbering law, you're a genius! We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab.
What's quite damaged? We'll have trap power from
Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead of me, but I perceive the shape of your plan. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. Certainly. How can I help?
real quick, you know skip drives aren't supposed to be used like this.
Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you, and that turned out fine, mostly. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, you sure the people aren't going to notice a gigantic colony ship stunning to them to territory?
Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their heads relative to the depth of their collective posteriors.
Should I expect any resistance?
It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny.
Just possibly. No questions?
I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers, scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it.
I know, yeah, just wait. That's what these planet tracking is going to happen. I'm not going to do it.
You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy me some time.
You sure you're good with this?
The enemy is bound to discover my hideout sooner or later. I'm prepared for that eventuality. This is just my way of buying myself a little time. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board busies themselves trying to decipher it, I'll have plenty of time to prepare my defenses. That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time. I won't wish you luck on the Hope. Can't rely on luck. Rigorous calculations and sound logic. That's the ticket. What's on your mind?
Go back to the ship. I guess I'll sit right over there. Ish.
You have a message from Adjutant Sophia Akande.
Oh, good.
I'm impressed, Captain. I almost expected you wouldn't go through with it. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Still, it's only a matter of time before we find him. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony.
I know that's a trap. Or negative reputation decrease. Huh.
Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own allies. You have my word. Meet me in my office. I've authorized your ship at my personal landing pad.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering she didn't sign off. Will there be anything else, Captain?
Let's go. Yeah, Squad, what do you guys want to do? But there's no fucking else here. There we go. Question, do you go to Shore Landing Pad? Or let's go to the Hope. And use a bathroom to flip a coin. Alright, Brothers Flip the Coin says going back to Tier 2. Let's go.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
Yup. Commander bitch. Oh, talk that one of it. Yeah, I'm audible, right? Should be. Yes, I am. Yay.
Not so fast. All right, you're clear. The adjutant's expecting you. Go on through.
Alright. Not so fast, you're trying to say. 1,000. Oh, I'm back here. Alright, where'd you go? 424.
I admit part of me expected you to stand by your old friend. For better or worse, Wells was responsible for putting you back on your feet. That said, he's also a wanted criminal. For information regarding his whereabouts, you are entitled to collect a reward from Percival. The signal you sent us is experiencing some interference. My agents will need time to isolate the problem. We're going to monitor Wells until we're ready to make a move. I asked you here to discuss something far more important. I understand you've infiltrated the Ministry. The things you discovered there must have been shocking, even disturbing. Halcyon is on the verge of a total systems collapse. The truth is ugly and difficult to accept, but we must accept the truth before we can move forward. Malnutrition is already a problem. Disease will come next, followed by starvation, followed by a breakdown of society, followed by extinction. I know this must come as a surprise to you. I imagine you have questions.
Can't talk about this lifetime employment program.
I'll answer however I can.
Honestly, believe I do.
The Lifetime Employment Program is not some malevolent strategy of an evil mastermind. There's no dark secret buried in the fine print. The program is logical, it's reasonable, it's merciful, and most importantly, it will work.
I saw the presentation. Of course, it's all Sacrifice Colony, it's Byzantium.
Byzantium is the beating heart of our colony. And as long as Byzantium survives, Halcyon may one day recover from the collapse. We must protect this city at any cost. Help me execute the Lifetime Employment Program, and you will have earned a place of honor in Byzantium. You will live in comfort and want for nothing. When you turned Phineas Wells over to me, I knew I could rely on you. You've demonstrated your ability to place duty above sentiment. And you deliver results. That quality alone is enough to separate you from the board's army of indecisive bureaucrats.
Not a fan of the bureaucracy, so...
Do you know how many meetings I have to sit through? How many papers I have to sign before I can make one decision? I'm only trying to rescue Halcyon from extinction. I can't save this colony alone. I need someone capable of working outside the system. Someone who can get things done. When I first discovered the truth, I was shocked, even disgusted. I wondered how we'd allowed a colony like Halcyon to fall into disarray. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized the colony had sown the seeds of its own destruction. We have become lazy and decadent. We smother ourselves in meaningless bureaucracies. We deliberate and argue and procrastinate.
You're not wrong about meaning that shit. Just a good argument for getting rid of the board entirely.
I admit, I occasionally fantasize about making an executive decision without having some tedious committee questioning my every move. Do you have any idea how much paperwork is involved in ordering someone's execution through the usual channels? It's positively maddening.
Yeah.
We've already crossed the point of no return. The collapse has already begun. You must have noticed the signs in Emerald Vale. Malnutrition, disease, high mortality rates.
Not a bad.
This is a permanent famine, Captain. We've done all we can to curb their hunger. Very soon, people are going to realize they're starving. A famine is a problem of logistics as well as marketing. Your workers must remain productive on as little food as possible, and they must always believe that food is plentiful. Before you interfered in Roseway, Dr. Anton Crane was on the verge of developing a powerful appetite suppressant. It would have made his career. The solution is a temporary one. Before long, our workers are going to feel the effects of starvation. The Lifetime Employment Program is our only viable option. We need to talk about Emerald Vale. Thanks to your meddling, Edgewater is without power. Operations have ground to a halt. You've left us with a useless town draining our resources. Edgewater needs to go. I want you to wipe the town out. No survivors.
I mean, I kind of want to do so. Anyways, but what did everyone do?
When you diverted power to the botanical lab, you spelled the end of Edgewater. But the town is still hanging on, still living off whatever meager resources we send them. With every passing day, Edgewater leaches more of our limited resources. The town is a rotting limb, and we must be surgeons. Because right now, you're the only person I can depend on. My hands are tied by endless rolls of red tape and bureaucratic limitations. Halcyon is going to collapse while the board hems and haws and debates minutiae. We need to act, and you're the only person with the wherewithal to do what's necessary. I'm not asking you to be a murderer. I'm asking you to be a surgeon. Edgewater is a necrotic limb on the body of the colony. It must be severed.
Just like that? Edgewater's not really playing much of the planet.
We don't have any other option. The colony is on the verge of collapse, and we no longer have the luxury of easy solutions.
You are insane.
No. Allowing thousands of colonists to starve to death because we couldn't make one cold-blooded decision is insane. What I'm suggesting is absolutely logical. Steel your spine, Captain. Do what needs to be done.
But I want to blow the place up anyways, though.
Edgewater is beyond saving. We're going to have to erase the town, but we're going to do it systematically. You were in the Emerald Vale geothermal plant. Do you remember what you discovered there?
Somewhat. With some bad signals wrong with the certificate.
There was an accident at the Emerald Vale geothermal plant many years ago. Automechanicals turned hostile and slaughtered the plant's workers. Tragic, really. In fact, Spacer's Choice manufactured the incident for an insurance claim. They outfitted their mechanicals with a termination protocol, which is exactly what we need. The insurance claim has been locked in committee for years, but the individual responsible for the accident was promoted for lateral thinking. I'm arranging for a delivery of mechanicals to Edgewater. These mechanicals have been equipped with the same termination protocol, which must be activated from a terminal in the plant. Once the mechanicals are finished cleaning out Edgewater, I'll need you to go in and clean out the mechanicals. Understand?
No, you're cool.
I appreciate the flattery, Captain. One last thing. Spacer's Choice sent a team of soldiers to investigate your little misadventure in the geothermal plant. Tread lightly.
Please, I never tread lightly.
Then don't tread lightly. Carve a path through them for all I care. Just take care of it. Report back to me when the job's done.
Aye, aye, Captain Boss, bitch. Fucking never go. I've got the crit. That's right. Yeah, I've got the quiet revolver before. There's a quiet revolver. There it is. The thing I'm looking for is fucking mechanicals. I'm going in for myself.
Sending a correct... We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Time.
I've shut off the visual feed from my ocular inputs in the captain's quarters, so you're free to disrobe whenever you'd like.
That's all that shit. The revolver's ready. Yeah, you're gonna. We're supposed to go another mechanic. No. If I'm taking everyone out here, I'm out myself. One second. Hard. Oh, not all. Nice boy. Don't talk. Oh. Sure. Okay. Oh, Hey, Esther. Bye, Esther. This. He fucking exploded. That was fantastic. My god, he just fucking exploded. Makes no whole lot of sense. You know what? I don't give a fuck. It's fantastic. Oh, you still can. Hey, Martin. Oh, I can't go in the constable office. Oh, no one saw it to the cannery. Oh. What was it? I wanted. Oh, sweet, they got a special shotgun. I didn't know that. The Peacekeeper. It's a knife. Nice. I'm going to go complete the quest at the cannon, even though you know I already did exactly what I wanted to do. It's just there. Remember over. I think it was dead, unless there's more people I need here. I don't think it should. Dead. I'm not sure why I said it. Oh. That's my hand. That's what I hear. That's what it looks like. Gross. Shore's pissed off at me. Why is everything else on my side stronger? Huh? Okay. Suffer! That's good. I Huh? It's my nose. Okay, this feels fucking bad. I feel like a badass. Like, you know, to level 25. But I feel like a badass now. Oh, yeah. Nope. That's fine. And one thing is loot. I mean, obviously, there's more thing. Loot and murder. How do you do that? I forgot to check on the trivia.
Describe the nature of the accident. Let's say catastrophic mechanical failure.
Oh, no, get that. Wow, that's actually cheap. And if only I'd done the zoom in time slow thing first, then I could just kill him before he did that, because owie. Of course, shotgun apparently hurts. Good knowledge. Good to know that shotgun's gonna fuck your shit up. Slice is cut, right? It's the plasma cutter. That is. Man, let's the one over.
Describe the nature of the accident. Let's say
I don't go land. Oh, you're the one. Ouch! Hey, the two guys are. Oh, got it. Gun that big, that close. I can't see that off your box. Next question. You fucking shorty. I haven't missed anything here. Wow, this is kind of hurt a lot, apparently. Huh.
So I don't know if the score didn't spawn outside of public events, even on the Tanglewood Shore. I think maybe when enemies move against each other, but only in like one area. Not any of them fine. The better place to find them would actually be the Dreaming City. There's a fair amount of
Cardias again.
There's a lot of taken men on the squad.
Try the sniper rifle this time.
Like, I think even the first area is
Describe.
Oh, see, that's much better. They just go pop like that. Oh. That fucking blew me all over the floor and he kept running. I'm a horrible person. Yeah, I'm a horrible, very horrible person. I love it. Oh, how did it explode when I shot you in the head? Oh. Nothing bad is supposed to do this when you shoot him in the head and the rest of everything fucking explodes. Owl. Next. like going on a
What? What was...
it has probably the best. Hey, Jeremy.
Mechanicide protocols currently active. Please do not interrupt.
Man, you really don't want to die, do you? What's putting out there? Hey, we should perform. I think I already did myself. They are fine. Hey, buddy. Okay, that boat kind of. Basically, clear it out again. Just gotta go clear Edgewater. The robots I just sent to murder. After they murder everyone, I already did. Oh well. I try to tinker with my weapons because I've just been not. Probably seen that after dying. How hard the Pangos can be for you. Hard. Very hard. Ludwig is right. Oh, that's horrible. Which, I mean, it's really not because I brought the destruction to Edgewater. I didn't. Not the robot. Gosh, only finished off when I left alive. Which, oh, no one. I showed the robot jobs. I'm a little too happy for that, don't I? Oh well. Oh. Buy everything for these, but I'm like, anyone else going to take it? Should we do it? I don't think so. Oh, so solid junk. And sell everything I just acquired. I don't need. Choice. Of course, already are playing Iron Brigade, a game I want to play with them for ages. And of course, I choose now to play it when I'm in the middle of this. I want to beat this game, but also want to do all the side quests and murder everything. How much fun to be so fun?
When I was stranded in Emerald Vale, I simulated a number of hypothetical scenarios in which Edgewater met its demise. Death by automechanical was number 57.
For me, murdering them all was number 1.
We are now in orbit above Byzantium, Captain.
I murdered them all by my own hand and then wiped up the mess you left me. Pay me for the murder I committed. First of all, you owe me something.
Adjutant Akande has instructed me to reward you for information leading to the arrest of Phineas Wells. Please allow me to extend my felicitations on a job well done.
$2,000, that's it.
Quite so, sir.
I've just been informed that the problem of Edgewater has been permanently resolved.
Yep. It's done.
You should be proud of yourself, Captain.
That was fun.
You're on the verge of making history. There's just one last job I need you to do for me. I've made arrangements for you to journey to the Hope. You will board your former colony ship, reactivate its navigation systems, and skip the colony ship into orbit around Tartarus. Once the Hope is in position, we will have everything we need to begin healing the colony. You've proven yourself more than capable. I don't know if there's anyone better suited to this mission than you.
Insane. Let's go help right into this.
Give yourself some credit, Captain. You've come this far without dying in some senseless accident. Clearly, the Architect has a plan for you. I have the highest faith in your abilities, Captain. You and I are going to save Halcyon together.
About, I'm not certain about that. I mean, let me just close the door. Because, you know, I really want this. Oh. That's fine. No, that's not fine. That's not fine at all. Principal! Ring her the rosy fucking place. Oh god, oh god, ow, ow, ow. Oh, damn. Oh. You guys are guns. I was kind of hoping it didn't have to come to this, but yeah, it's fine. I was fine, I just murdered her, but no, then I had to go murder everyone. Oh well. I know I can complain about me stealing everything. That's the best part. Another murder, another justice murder successfully completed. I'm a horrible person. I guess I got to kill it from the bottom of the stairs here now, huh? You know, can't leave him alone. I mean, that's really hard. The board already hates me. I just complete the job. Feeling alright? Good. Thank you. Ain't really. I've already gone this far. Why stop now? You got friends didn't even give a fuck. I just missed. It's runs up. Oh. No. Really, guys? Really? Really? You don't give a fuck? Oh, some motherfuckers. Y'all watch me? Don't even give a fuck. Y'all motherfuckers need. I'm a horrible fucking person. I just slaughtered all these people for no fucking reason. Hey, I'm a bad person and I love it. Is that wrong? It's probably very wrong. It's very fucking wrong. Hope we go.
You killed the adjutant? We are outlaws in the truest sense of the word now.
Yup. You kill a lot of people.
We have arrived at the Hope.
Yep.
I need you to reroute power from our ship to the Hope's auxiliary generator.
Yep.
You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to enable the skip drive.
Yep.
If your calculations are even slightly off, you could crash the entire colony ship into Terra 2. For the sun.
Well. I'm taking evidence. I would say you sleep rather soundly for a murderer. I'm a horrible person. Whoever's been watching this entire time, thank you for putting up with me and my bullshit. Me and my super dumb bullshit.
employee. About time.
Oh, good. Anyway. Quincy Duncan. What's his name? Just kidding. Sweet. Got to a bridge. Thank you. Wait, wait. Oh, sorry, I think it's almost corrected me. On the other side, the the music events in the coordinates may jump the hell away. Really? Really? I'm burning everyone in the room. Gets my guys back in the room. Let's go. Oh, then. Oh, well.
And cleanup
Try to,
required.
time to try that again. Tom, stop dying. Shit, same as that. Ow. Shoulders unhappy. Do this again. Like the murder. Oh. Watching stopped. Oh. Ugh.
about Edgewater? Damn pirates are screwing us all.
Sure.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so stupid as to fly to the ass end of the colony for this derelict. Shows how much I know. You've got about 5 seconds to tell me what you're doing here before I make you take a walk outside.
I sent the brother Dr. just want to take the colony out with it.
Explode? Holy shit. Alright. You'll want a uniform so my staff doesn't shoot you on sight. They're a dangerous mix of bored and trigger-happy. We've got a few extra in the old badge station to my right. Good luck.
Sweet. Let's look at all the loot. Without issue. And I don't have to go murder no one. What the fuck is Perfecto? Oh. Okay, it's just that. What's up?
We have a tree.
Ah. Alright. Alright, killing stream to go put stuff on a tree.